Hi guys, just a quick playthrough of the Fields of Normandy 2. This is mission 5, the bridge. So we have a river across the middle here with just one place to cross it, just this one bridge here, which is a bit of a nuisance, particularly because the tank can appear in this town. And if it does so, it will travel down this central road, which could be a real nuisance, so hoping that won't happen. The other thing to think about here is artillery over here may appear. And there are units here, or there are positions, German positions potentially here, which need to be dealt with, even though obviously the temptation is to head for the bridge. So in terms of setup, I've put a rifle and bazooka team here to deal with the buildings if necessary, and just to try and clear these. Probably what will happen, well, initial thoughts maybe to try and deal with these two and perhaps just get eyes on this, maybe scout it or something so we know what we're dealing with. We can always deal with that later around the back, but we'll see how that plays out. The rest of the platoon is going to head straight up to the town, I think, and take it from there. Okay, so turn one, let's get cracking straight away. So I'm going to start with rifles 1. Okay, so they have got they've got a scout order, which is pretty good, or fire and moves, or move or fire order. So I could move up and have an attack on them straight away, or I could be more cautious and just scout the position. I think I'm going to do that. So I'll scout this position to see what it is first of all. So let's do that. Okay, we've got a 4 there. That's a basic rifle squad. Okay, could have been worse. Certainly could have been worse. So we know what we're dealing with there. Let's face them over there so we can get around the edge of them here and flank them in that sense, which is good. Okay, so that was try and push some others up then. I want to get my mortar team into here really straight away to provide support to that, an attack on them and on them. So let's do that. Mortar team 3, they can move to cover with a 6. I'll do that, I think. I'll stick some cover on them. So they're where I want them. Let's push up rifles 2 if possible. They've got a double 6. So again, they can move and fire. I think we'll do that. So they'll move to there and then attack, then fire out to this unit here. So my rifle squad generally need a 9 plus to hit, but they've got the mortar support here, so that brings it to 7. They're also attacking from outside the Germans' fire zone, so it brings it down again, which is helpful, to 6. So I'm happy with that. 6 plus sounds good to me. Got a 4, of course. That was a 4. Just nudged the 1 over to a 3. So got a 4 there, so I've missed that. Now because I've missed a fire attack, they will turn 1 hex edge towards the firing unit, so they turn down there, which is not ideal because I'm now in their fire zone, of course. So the last chance I've got over this side is my MG. Hopefully I can move up and fire. I could do with a 6 here, to be honest. Got it. So they're going to do that. They're going to move up here and fire at this German rifle squad. My MG generally needs a 7 to hit. The mortar brings that down to 5. Support from rifles 2 brings it down to 4. But they did move, so they suffer a penalty of 1. So 5 plus should be okay, shouldn't we? Yeah, we've got a 6. Okay, still not great rolling, but at least we've dealt with that German rifle squad. So that's everybody over here. So on this side then, let's go with rifles 3. It's a 2 and a 6. I think I might be slightly braver this time because I've got mortar support, so I'm going to push them up into there. They're also behind the bocage. Just push them up to there, and that reveals the unit ahead of them, of course. Which is, oh, it's a 5. Never good to see. So that is a heavy machine gun behind the bocage there, encamped in the field somewhere. But I do get a chance to fire at them, of course. So 9 to hit, 10 through the bocage, reduced to 8 for the mortar support. Oh, I could really do with this. Oh, it's a 3. It's not good enough. So that's going to cause me problems. The bazooka squad then finally get a 3 and a 6, so they can move to cover. I'm going to move them over there. So my plan is already going a little bit wrong because we found a heavy machine gun, which is obviously never great. That's my turn done. The heavy machine gun then will fire at my rifle squad, and it only needs a 5 to hit. 6 because it's through the bocage. Still not great though. Oh, it's got a 5, so the bocage does indeed save my rifle squad from losing their morale, which is great. And we move on to turn 2. I think I'll start over here. Let's do the rifle. Mind you, they could come and help, couldn't they, if necessary? Let's think. Let's do rifle. I could bring my machine gun across if it got a 6. No, it's too soon for that. Let's. Could just do with a bit more help here. Let's go with rifles 3. What we got? 2 5s. Okay, right. So that's assault actually, and because it's. I don't want to assault in. If I assault into there, I'm going to reveal both that and that. And whilst we might be able to deal with that one from over here, I'd rely on my bazooka to deal with that. That's very gung-ho. The alternative is I re-roll. Go on then, I'm going to go for it because it's good for the camera. Yeah, so assault means I move into there. Oh, hang on, no, let's think about this even more. No, let's not assault an HMG, that's a bad idea because they will get to fire first. Albeit at a +1 penalty, that's still a 6+ to hit, I'm not doing that. Cancel that, I'm going to roll the double 5 again. Should have known that assaulting a machine. Do you have to think about that, Mike? Assaulting a heavy machine gun, not a great idea, is it? Got a 5 and a 6 this time, which is a move and fire. So they can at least fire. So we'll do that. So 9, 10 through the bocage, back to 8 because of the mortar. So 8+ to hit. Oh, it's a 7. Not dealing very well with this, I have to say. Maybe I should have pushed the bazooka up first. Right, let's see what goes. See what happens over here. Rifles 2. Okay, you can scout, which ordinarily would be really useful to see what's probably in this town hex here, but he's also got a fire, move and fire order, so he could come here and help with a machine gun, but that means we're revealing this unit. Oh, I've got to take some risks. So this rifle squad is going to move into here. So first thing that happens is we reveal the adjacent of that is a minefield. Okay, not the worst result, but still means they have to suffer a minefield test on 7+, which they pass, fortunately, so we discover it before anyone steps on one. And then he can still fire at the HMG, which is a 9, you'll recall, +1 for the bocage is 10. But this time we've got support here, brings it back to 9. The mortar is still supporting, brings it back to 7+ this time. Oh, hang on, and we've got... No, that's it, 7+. We've got a 9, so we have removed that HMG. That's good news. That's good news. Okay, so just those two have been so far. Let's do rifles 1. So we've done all the rifle squads. It's 3 and 4. There's probably a move to cover somewhere there. There is. So he's going to move up into cover, ready to move on next time and maybe do some scouting. Let's see what happens there. The MG. Probably not much we can do with them. Let's roll anyway. Double 6. Move and fire, actually. So they could move here and fire across this river into the town, but that's going to have good defense, that unit. And it's got no support. So for now, I'm actually going to move it there, I think, and not fire. Okay, so we've got the mortar and the bazooka. I'm suddenly finding myself being pulled this way a little bit, which is not good. So we need to get across that bridge. Let's roll for the mortar and see what we get. Okay, rally and cover, right, and move to cover. Yeah, I'm going to move them up, I think. So they would lose their cover, but they regain it. So move to cover into there. Now they're supporting an attack on this unit. I think I'm going to move my bazooka up if I can. Yeah, I've got to move fire order. So they're going to move up. They lose their cover, of course. Move into there. We reveal what's in that hex. It's a 7, which is a light machine gun. So that appears in this farm. But then we get to fire. We can fire at it. Remember, because it's in a building, bazookas can attack buildings. They can't generally attack infantry units, but they can attack them when they're in a building. So the bazooka attacks this at a basic 7+. It's increased to 8 because they moved. We can ignore their building's defense, so it's 8+, and 6+ because we've got mortar support. So that should be okay, shouldn't it? It is. 8 will do that. So the bazooka destroys the barn entirely, taking the LMG with it. That's my turn 2. Nothing happens for the Germans. We've managed to clear them so far. Turn 3 then, I need to get over this way. I've done what I need to do over there. I've done more than I need. I've got rid of that as well, which is good, I guess. We could go in there and look at this, but we'll see how it works out. Let's go with rifles 1 first, see if we can't scout this unit in the town here. We can with a 2. That's rally and fire, which is no good. So here we've got a scout or a rally, so it can't move anyway. Might as well be scouting. So let's send a guy out, have a look at the town, see what's there. And we find in the town a minefield. Okay, that's actually a good result because we don't need to go into that particular hex. It's not in the way. It's not causing us any problems. You know, we're going to get across the bridge anyway over here. So that's okay. Let's do rifles 2. 4 and 5, so they're going to move to cover. So into this field, find some cover. Ready for the assault into the town. MG, 1 and 4, so move to cover as well. So they're also going to move up to there and take some cover for now. The mortar. This is a bit of a nuisance, this minefield. I would have liked to have put my mortar here because then it can support attacks on a whole load of units. I guess now I'll just take it across the bridge, but just adds a bit more time, I guess, in some ways. Cover and smoke move to cover, so they will move into there as well with a 5. Over this side, rifle unit. Got a move grenade or a move and fire, so I think we'll just go over there now. Again, possibly if that wasn't there, we might have gone up here and tried to scout and then worked it. Would that make a difference? Not really, would it? Do we do that or not? Useful to scout those. Now we can scout them from elsewhere. Let's just go over there. And then finally the bazooka, 3 and 6. He needs to move really. Yeah, move to cover. So he can get over there. Take cover. We're fairly well positioned. Again, no German units on the board, so we don't need to worry about them. And it's turn 4. We're doing pretty well, I think. See what happens next. We could maybe do a scouting one of these. We don't really want to cross this bridge into this town, although we do get good defense, of course, in the town. But we're going to reveal 2 units if we do. That'd be nice to be able to scout and see what we've got going on and just be able to position them elsewhere. Let's do rifles 2. Okay, we haven't got a scout. Assault and cover is no good. Move grenade. We could do that, couldn't we? Let's do that. Let's do that. So he's going to move across the bridge and that will just pull that there to remind me he's got a grenade. So he's moved into there and then he gets to, well, these are automatically revealed, of course. So the unit on the hill here is an 8. Which is a half track parked up there in the forest, in the woods. on the hill. And over here we've got another half track. So it looks like German infantry are just arriving around here in their half tracks. And my rifle unit is in a bit of trouble there, but fortunately, as I say, he's in the town, so that's not too bad. Now you can chuck a grenade at one of these. So grenade is 7+ in every case, so you might as well throw it at the half track in the woods, because that will ordinarily get a bonus for being in the woods, but with a grenade not so. So, you know, a couple of guys out here, grenade attack on this half track. Can we land a grenade right into the open top vehicle? Yes, we can. And that destroys that particular half track. Okay, so next we are going to move, mind you, the MG. I don't really want to risk moving too many units into here. That's a nuisance, isn't it? Now that minefield has become a real nuisance, because of course moving my bazooka there would have been great, because bazookas can destroy half tracks reasonably easily. But I can't move him here. I can move him there, but it would be a bit daft taking the risk with a minefield. I can't get here because of this river, so we're, yeah. So that is a bit of a nuisance, actually. I don't really want to crowd this town with too many units, because this half track will, of course, shoot at them all. I think for now I'm just going to be just do some maneuvers. So rifle 1 gets a move grenade. So okay, he moves up to the bridge, but hasn't got cover. Rifles 3 again moves up without cover. So move grenade, move fire he's got. And the bazooka, we do need to get him over there. Move to cover, so he's going to move there and lose his cover, then find new cover on the side of the road there somewhere, in the bocage perhaps. Now it's worth rolling for the mortar actually, because it could potentially move and... No, actually, let's do this anyway. It's got to smoke and cover or move and cover. So actually I'm going to smoke with the mortar. So he's going to fire that smoke. Remember, 2 hexes away, 1, 2, and he's going to smoke, pop smoke right onto that half track. Or I guess slightly more thematically, somewhere on this road, which is going to block his line of sight to some degree, make it harder for him to see me. So I think we'll do that. Okay, end of my turn. The half track will fire at this rifle squad. Half tracks generally firing on a 6+. The smoke adds 2, you can see there, it's 8+. Double check the smoke. Any unit firing into or out of a hex with smoke, yeah, so that's 8. And then I'm in the town, of course, that's another 2, because I'm in buildings. So he needs a 10 to hit. And he gets a 7. Worried there when I saw a 6, but he gets a 7, that's good. So he misses, and smoke then clears. Okay. Nifty use of the mortar there. Turn 5. Let's go with rifle 2. We may want to move him away from there actually. It's a 1 and a 4. I can move to cover, I could rally, and sorry, I could scout. That's tempting. Now we can move him away here. It's tempting to scout. Decisions, eh? Or if I move there to cover, that will reveal it anyway. It doesn't really help. Yeah, let's scout this. Let's scout this question mark up there. Okay, that becomes a 7. That's a shame, it is a unit, so we're not could have with an all clear there. So we're gonna have to go up there and clear that, but let's face it out there, which really does help. At least we can get on this hill maybe and attack it from there at some point. So that's me. That's my rifles done. Rifles 1. Could do with a grenade here. Not getting that. Rally fire, cover assault. Well, that's no good. They don't even move. So for some reason they're not moving there. Well, they're obviously a bit reluctant to head into the town, or maybe they've seen the half track or whatever, but they're not going. So see what happens with them a bit later on. The Rifles 3, they get the 3 that we wanted, or they've also got a scout. They can't scout anyone, it's too far away. So they're going to move into here, and then they're going to do a grenade attack on the half track, which remember is always a 7+. That's just what we needed against a half track. There's no other way of destroying them other than with a bazooka. So 7+, we got a 10. Boom. Okay, that's the rifle squad is all done. The MG then, let's try and get him up if we can. It's a move to cover, so he moves over there and takes cover inside a particularly strong building or whatever. And the mortar, I could do with getting him up as well. That's a move to cover as well, so he's going up there in addition to the rest of them. So they're all in the town now. So we've taken over the town, I think. And the bazooka gets a 2-5. Oh, does that sound good? Oh, it's a move, so he'll go up there, move and fire. We can't fire. So we get him up there. This LMG can't do anything, so it stays there, doesn't fire. Nobody's in its fire zone, which would be around here, of course. Turn 6. We're halfway. Feeling pretty confident about this at the moment. See what happens next. Probably going to need to get on this hill, I think. Deal with this and this. If we leave that alone, we can deal with them and leave that one alone. It won't turn unless we fire at it. So let's try to do that. So let's do Rifles 2. Okay, we have got, again, we've got this decision here. We've got to move to cover, which obviously would reveal that, or we can scout it to reveal it. I'm tempted to do that, actually. So I'm going to scout this unit here. See what it is. It's a heavy machine gun. Okay, at least we can place that over that way, which will help flank it. So we now safely move onto the hill. So Rifles 3, unfortunately, they are also refusing to move. They're going to use the 5 just to put themselves into cover, so that's not great. So we're getting a bit of a bottleneck at the bridge here. I don't want to move my mortar until we've dealt with these units. Don't really want... Can I move the MG? I could move the MG, actually. 3 and 5. That is a move to cover, actually, a 3. So I think we'll do that. We could move and fire, but I think what we'll do is move to cover. So as not to disturb these 2 units. Okay, we're creeping up onto that hill without them seeing us. We know they're there, but they haven't seen us yet. He fires at one and misses. It's going to turn. It'll fire back. Well, is that a huge problem? I think I'd like to get just a bit more support. A couple of rifle squads up there or something before I start attacking, really, particularly them being in woods. I've got more to support. Let's leave it at that. Leave it at that. Well, I could pop smoke on it as well, couldn't I? Things I'm doing pretty well here. Don't want to mess it up at this point. Let's go for it. Okay, in fact, so what I'm going to do then is use the 6 that he rolled instead. So this MG is going to move onto the hill, and he's going to fire at this LMG. So my MG fires with a 7+, 8 because he's in woods, but back to 7 because I'm on there, but back up to 8 because he moved. So 8 becomes 6 because I've got more to support. So 6+ will do it, and I get a 3. Regretting it already. So I missed my fire. That means the LMG becomes aware of us and turns 1 hex edge towards me, putting the MG into its fire zone, which is now here, of course. Okay, not to worry. Let's move my Rifle 1 squad. So they're moving to cover. Don't think I've moved them yet, have I? This turn. And my bazooka gets a 3-5, which is a move to cover. Wow. I often get this sort of bottleneck in this game. It's particular to this mission, really, just being the one bridge. I'm going to squeeze him into that. Fortunately, the X is nice and big. Just about squeeze him in there. So it's got the mortar to go. So what I'm actually going to do the mortar is try and pop some smoke out again. So let's see what I can get here. 4. So I've got smoke and cover. He's already in cover, but he can smoke. So he's going to pop that smoke out, and he's going to pop that onto this LMG, or at least, you know, again, fire it into this forest, down the side of this hill, whatever, and just create a bit of a smoke screen there to help my MG. So that's the Germans' turn. The HMG is firing into these 3 hexes here, still unaware of our presence over here. Maybe here's a bit of machine gun fire in the woods or something, but doesn't really know where we are or what's happening. The LMG, however, will fire. LMG fires on a 6+. It'll be 7 because I'm in the woods, and it'll be 9 because of the smoke. So the smoke's certainly helping there. Let's see what we get. Oh, it's a 9 anyway. That's a bit unlucky. So my MG is now low morale, and the smoke dissipates. And we get to turn 7. Okay, you need to get moving, Mike. So we've got 3 undisclosed or undiscovered positions over there. Okay, let's start by getting some support to this MG, who's now, yeah, it's not great though. He was my main attacker for these 2. Got to deal with this LMG pretty quick, so let's do rifles 2. Ooh, that's rubbish. Let's re-roll that to double. That's better. So move and fire. So I think I'm going to put my rifle squad up on the hill as well. And then it will fire at the MG, and these are 9, reduced to 8 for the hill, but back up to 9 for the woods that the LMG's in. Then we've got support, so that's 8, 7, 6. So 6 to hit the LMG, and this time we do. So that's gone at least. Okay, rifles 3. Gets a 2 and a 4. It's, again, not great. Move to cover. Actually, he's going to have to move onto the hill as well, I think, for now. So they're all up on the hill. They're all ready to provide support on an attack on this HMG, but we do need somebody to actually step up and do that attack at some point. My mortar is already helping as well, so it's going to be a fairly easy takeout, I think. Let's go with this rifle squad, and they get a 2 and a 5. That's dreadful. I'm trying to allow them to move. So again, my rifle squad's just finding it tough going. Young, inexperienced troops, not, you know, necessarily going to follow your orders exactly as you want, so they're not going to move this turn, unfortunately. Bazooka can't really do anything. Do I want to move him up on the hill? Probably do. It will give support if necessary, and he can move. No, he can't move either with that. Oh dear. And my mortar is going to stay there. Oof, not a great turn. The HMG won't do anything, but that move does nudge us onto turn 8. Oh, hang on, sorry, didn't do my MG, did I? My MG needs to go. And we really want him to rally if possible. He gets a 3 and a 6. He can't rally. He can take cover or move. So let's put a bit of cover on him, just in case. So then we go to turn 8. Right, let's move on. Rifles 2, come on. He's got a fire order, which is what we wanted. So he's going to fire at this HMG. He's firing on a 9, 10 because of the woods, but 9 because we're shooting outside his fire zone, and 8 because I'm on a hill, and then for support 7, 6, 5, 4. So just a 4+, and we get a 12. Woohoo! He's gone. Actually, I think when I attacked that LMG earlier, maybe I didn't take into account the fact I was firing outside his fire zone, but I seemingly remember failing that roll by some distance, so that wouldn't have made any difference. So that's him. It was a fire and move order. Do I want him to move now? He could move into there, but the support is a little bit behind him then, so I think I might just move him up there for now, just to give me a bit of scope to come around or whatever, you never know. see what happens. Let's do the MG. This time does get a 2, so he's doing a rally with that under there. So that brings him back to full strength, or full morale, I should say, which is good. Okay, my rifle's 3, 2 and a 4. Let's move to cover. I like to move him. I probably would have moved him to the woods, but I don't like revealing 2 units at once, 2 positions at once. That's never a good thing. I don't really want to move him down there because we're going to reveal that. He's not got a fire order. This is a move to cover, so we're then left exposed a little bit, although this rifle squad could help. We are getting slow here. Okay, this is a one-off mission, and all I'm interested in is winning, so I'm not really too bothered about victory points. I'm not going to go too all out. I'm going to leave him there. So that's those done. Let's do rifle 1. He's the one I really want to get a fire order. That's going to be a re-roll, and that is not great. Although it does allow me to scout. Have I got time to scout? Otherwise, it's moved to cover again. Ugh. Worst of 2 evils is probably the scout. Let's scout this 1, 2 hexes away. We can scout this position here. It's a 5, not another heavy machine gun. Wow. But at least we can face it over there towards this hill. Come in behind it. Yeah, nasty. Bazooka, not a great deal to do with that. Mortar, probably going to stay there. Actually, is it? Yeah, might as well stay there for now. That's it. HMG won't do anything. We're on to turn 9. Oof, it's getting very tight, this. It's getting very, very tight because we've got to get to this still. Got to reveal it and destroy it. Wow. Maybe should have taken a couple more risks as we come along. Anyway, let's go. Rifles 2, come on, we just got to go for everything now. I keep rolling 2 and 4 for him. Rally, fire, move, cover. Gonna have to do it. He's gonna go there, move to cover. Got to keep moving now. So he gets into these trees, takes cover. Ugh, terrible. And that reveals this unit in the farm, which is a 4, which is a basic rifle squad with no sniper attached, which is good news, but he's going to be firing that way. Makes it tricky. Okay, rifles 3. 1 and a 2. Don't believe it. Can't even move. That's awful rolling. Rifles 1. 1 and a 4. Oh. Move to cover. For some reason, my rifle squads have just given up in terms of, actually wanting to fight anyone. So they move to cover there, nice and quietly behind that HMG, I guess. My bazooka gets a 6/6, which is move and fire, so he can move to there. He can't fire at anyone because he can't fire at an infantry unit unless it's in a building, so that's no good. So he moves to there, loses his cover. Good grief. And my mortar team gets a 5/5. I'm going to re-roll that. They get a 6/6. I'm going to re-roll that. They get a 3/3. I'm going to keep that. It's move and smoke, so they're going to lose their cover. That's what I wanted. They're going to move into there. No, they're not going to move into there. They're going to move onto the hill because I want them to support this attack on the HMG, of course. And then they're going to pop smoke on this rifle. Okay, so again, decent use of smoke just helps out a little. So the Germans, then again, he won't do anything. This guy fires on an 8+. It will be 9 because I'm in the woods, 10 because of the cover, 12 because of the smoke. So 6/6 required. And despite Lady Luck's best efforts, it's just a 10. Smoke dissipates, and we're on to turn 10, and I'm going to be struggling now, aren't I, to do this. I need to bring these forward to the back, try and take these out, and then these 2 rifle squads at the front need to try and get this guy off, because otherwise I am out of time. Final turn. Wow. Where did it all go wrong, Mike? I'm going to do my bazooka first, actually, because it's the only thing at the moment, unless we get a half track there, of course, which we probably will. The only useful thing you can do at the moment is take these buildings out. So I need a 5 or 6, please. Oh, at least I've got a re-roll. Oh dear. Fire and cover, awful. Rally and cover, I mean, just dreadful. He's absolutely rubbish there. You can't do anything with that. So that's him basically out of the game now, other than providing support for this guy. Let's do rifles 3. And again, move to cover and assault. Just dreadful rolling. So they move to cover. They can't do anything. MG. 4 and 5, move to cover or fire twice. Well, firing twice would be great if they could anyone to fire at. So they're going to move up to here. Mortar can't do anything. So all I've got left is rifles 2 and rifles 1. I can't get rid of all these units with that. So I've actually lost. Rifles 1 then gets, at last, gets to throw a grenade. So what's that going to do? Okay, let's move there. And then reveal this unit on the hill. Let's hope it's all clear. I haven't really thought about that. Oh, it's not. Oh, hang on, what's 10? If T is less than 5, then place a tank, but it's not. Turn is actually 10, of course. So otherwise re-roll. Come on, I seriously need a 9. Oh, it's a 9. So that is a clear hex. Would you believe it? And remember, he rolled a 3, so he moved into there. He can now chuck a grenade on this HMG, which requires a 7+ always. So this is essential. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. That would have destroyed that and given me a chance at least on these rifles. So that's a miss. It wasn't a missed fire order, so it won't turn. It'll stay where it is. So grenade, it's less obvious where it's come from, so don't do that. So I've just got the 1 unit left, which is this rifle 2 squad, which I'd kept to clear these positions. Obviously, the only way now it can clear both is to call in an artillery strike. So it needs a double to do that. So let's see what we get. Nearly. 5 and 6. So it's going to simply fire. No, it's not. It's going to assault because I'm in that kind of mood. So it's got a 5. This is cover and assault order. So it's going to assault into this hex. These rifles get a shot at 8+ with a 1 penalty, and nothing else counts because they're deemed now to be, you know, virtually upon each other. So no cover or anything like that. So the hit on an 8+ becomes a 9 because we're charging at them. They're panicked. They miss. And therefore we get to assault them, which is an auto kill. And then of course we can take cover in there because it was a cover and assault order. And that's my turn. Then the HMG gets to fire into its fire zone, so it will fire at these down here. And he's a 5+ to hit, 6 because I'm in the woods. And it gets a 5, so it misses. So I'm a bit lucky with the shots from those HMGs, but blimey neck. That was a mission which was seemingly cruising. I got my guys into the town. I got across the river. I cleared all these over here. But then I just got a bit stuck. I'm not quite sure what I did. Some of my rifle squads seemed to just give up the fight a little bit. The hit on the MG didn't help particularly. That's the position at the end of the game, so I would lose VPs for having this guy on the board, and gain no VPs because I didn't win. So it's a victory point loss. Top of my head, I can't just remember how many victory points I lose for the thing. Let me check. -1 for each German unit on the map, so it's a -1 victory point defeat. Fields of Normandy 2, available on Amazon. Cheers, guys.